Yeah, so I'm London based in the UK, and I run like 4 websites in total. The one that I'm going to be using throughout the interview is the first website that I built, and I've also since then built up a YouTube following. So I've got quite an established following, not that substantial yet, but I've got about 4,000 subscribers, and I just share valuable information. So I tend to document a lot of my journey, and just share real life kind of experiences, and I think that's what people connect with most.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, how did you get into affiliate marketing and niche sites in general?
So the first thing for me was when I came online, I first of all got into paid advertising. That was the first thing that I did. So there was a few young guys that were like promoting courses and different things, and it was like Tanner J Fox and whatever else, and they were making like a substantial amount of money with affiliate marketing, but they were doing like CPA offers and things like that. So that's how I started, and I could never really get it to click, like to make consistent profit. But what it did do is obviously it opened the doors for me to see that it's possible, because I was making some sales here and there, but it was quite a roller coaster. And then I think it was like there was a certain point where I came across like an income school video, and I thought, these guys are getting like huge amounts of traffic, substantial amounts of traffic, and it's very consistent and reliable, like opposed to the paid advertising. So obviously with paid ads you have more control, because you can test and spend money and control things a bit better. But at the same time, organic traffic is completely free once you get the ball rolling, so to within reason anyway, because you're still putting in work and stuff like that. So that was more attractive to me, especially in the long term, where I was thinking, if I can have something that even if I'm not actively working on it, it could still make like a passive kind of income. That was definitely an eye opener for me.
And with the CPA, that's cost per acquisition, can you explain a little bit more on that business model for the people that aren't familiar with it at all?
Yeah, so the way that works is essentially you go out and find an offer just like you would with an affiliate website. The only difference is, I would say, when you're building like a niche website, you tend to go and target keywords and things like that first. Whereas when you're doing paid ads, you go and find the product first, or if you, I should say, that's only for Amazon. If you're moving on to like ClickBank and all different things, you always have to find the product first before you go and create the content. So that's the same way it works with paid ads. You go and source the product, you find a good product that's converting well. And then after that, you're going to go set up like a bridge page, like a landing page, and that's going to be the place where you present the product to the customer. And then from there, you go and target a certain demographic or whatever else it may be, a potential customer of the product. And that's essentially how it works. It's just a 3-step process. And that's how I sum up everything, to be honest. I always try and simplify things. So whether you're doing a niche website or whatever it is, there's always that middle step, which is your website. You've got a product on the other hand, and you've got the customer on the other side. So you just have to bridge that gap.
So it sounds, obviously, when you simplify it into a three-step situation there,
Mm,
it's pretty simple. But
mm,
I know I hear from a lot of sort of newer folks, and they
mm,
think, hey, this CPA, or the cost
mm,
per, or basically you buy leads or sell leads,
mm.
they feel like, hey, that's a simpler process. So why is it not consistent? You mentioned it a couple of times.
Yeah, so the reason for me mainly was with the advertising, the paid advertising and the testing, because you have to constantly throw money at it. There's a higher level of like risk and what you're comfortable with taking when you're running paid ads. Not to say that if I had stuck at it, I wouldn't have succeeded with it, because I believe that I would have climbed to probably the levels I'm at now, or if not surpassed that with affiliate marketing. So I think you have to also have a general interest in that, and it's your risk tolerance, So because it requires constant testing, like with anything online, I never stuck at it, and that's what it was. And then when I kind of saw the SEO opportunity, I thought, you know what, like me putting in work to that up front could snowball and benefit me a lot better in the long-term future. So that's what kind of led me to veer off from CPA marketing.
Got it. Okay, and we'll get into the actual, affiliate side here in 1 second, but I am curious. I know you're not doing this full time and you have a day job.
Job.
So I'm just
Right.
curious, what do you do for your day job? Like
Yeah.
what's it like?
Yeah, so I'm a train driver in the UK. So I drive trains, and I do that 2 days a week because when I started out, I was full time. And then as things started moving a bit better online, I went part time with that. And eventually, if possible, I'd love to come out of the job completely. I still enjoy the job a lot. So I love the job, love the people, all of that. But obviously, if I can get to a certain level online, then I'll pack the job in.
Okay. And when you say train, is it like train going from like, across the country, or is it just more
Within the
local?
city.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Very good.